Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking open the practical blueprint for a career built entirely on visual storytelling, the film and video designer. You know, if you've ever watched a movie and just felt completely transported to another universe, well, this explainer maps out exactly how professionals build careers making that specific magic happen. I really want you to think about that for a second. Ever wonder who actually builds the authentic worlds in your favorite movies? You totally know the feeling. You're watching a massive sci-fi epic or a gritty historical drama, and the environment feels so incredibly real, it's like you could step right through the screen. The flickering spaceship control room, the dusty 19th century street. Who exactly decides the colors, the lighting, the textures? Well, today we're putting you right in the designer's shoes to map out what it takes to build these worlds from scratch. So, at its core, a film or video designer is a professional who creates and manages all those visual aspects. We're talking graphics, sets, lighting, all in tight coordination with the director and producer to produce a truly authentic environment. Think of this role as the ultimate bridge between a writer's raw imagination on a script page and the audience's visual reality. Basically, you are the architect of the environment, translating words into a tangible, breathing world. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Designing the magic. 2. The educational blueprint. 3. Dollars in design. 4. Life on set. And finally, 5. A success story featuring Sabu Cyril. Let's dive in. Section 1. Designing the magic. When you take a super glamorous concept like movie magic and actually break it down, it reveals a highly structured professional profile. The designer is literally constantly coordinating, planning, and managing. It's not just sitting around dreaming up cool ideas, you know? It's about executing them with absolute precision. You've got to navigate tight budgets, manage huge crews, and make absolutely sure that every single visual element aligns perfectly with the director's overarching vision. So consider this your own personal, professional checklist. Are you drawn to artistic occupations? Are you genuinely comfortable collaborating in large groups with directors and producers? And perhaps most crucially, can you obsess over the tiny details while keeping the whole operation highly organized? It's that rare, kind of tricky balance of high-level artistry and rigorous organization that truly makes a great designer. Moving right along to Section 2, the educational blueprint. The path into this industry is actually surprisingly straightforward. Step 1 just requires a 10+2 in literally any stream. That makes it incredibly accessible. It doesn't even matter if your background is in science, commerce, or the arts, you can absolutely get started. Step 2 is snagging a bachelor's degree, so either a Bachelor of Design or a BSc in film and video design or visual communication. And then step 3, if you really want to specialize further down the line, is a master's degree in that same discipline. It's a very clear, logical academic progression. And you've got some absolutely fantastic options for where to actually study. There's a really diverse range of institutes out there. You can aim for prestigious government spots like the National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad or RIC down in Jaipur. On the private side of things, places like the World University of Design or the Ramoji Academy in Hyderabad offer great accredited programs. Heck, if you need some flexibility, there's even a distance learning option through IGNU. The infrastructure is totally there, just waiting for you to tap into it. All right, Section 3, Dollars and Design. Now let's talk money. The approximate course fee ranges anywhere from 33,000 all the way up to 8 lakh rupees. Obviously, these are estimated numbers, and they vary wildly depending on whether you choose a government, private, or distance learning path. But generally speaking, this is the upfront investment you're looking at to really learn the craft. Now, if that top number just gave you a bit of sticker shock, don't worry. For scholarships, the National Scholarship Portal houses various central and state government schemes, and a lot of institutes offer their own merit-based aid. As for loans, the Vidya Lakshmi portal really streamlines the whole process with banks and the government. Plus, states like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar even offer specific student credit cards with incredibly low interest rates. So the financial support systems are absolutely there to help get your foot in the door. So, what's the actual return on that investment? Well, the expected monthly income for a starting film or video designer ranges approximately between 12,250 and 66,667 rupees a month. But keep in mind, this is very much just an indicative starting range. In the film industry, as your portfolio grows and your reputation for building these incredible sets skyrockets, your earning potential scales right along with it. Which brings us to Section 4, Life on Set. In this field, your workplace is rarely ever just a static, boring office. You're constantly bouncing between media and production houses, live film sets, and bustling theaters. It's an incredibly dynamic environment where your literal desk might be a futuristic spaceship control deck one month and then a crumbling medieval castle the very next. But we do need to juxtapose all that limitless creativity with some grounded logistical reality. This isn't just playing make-believe all day. You're working 5 to 6 days a week and usually 8 to 9 hours a day at a minimum. Film sets run on super tight shift schedules, so you'd better get ready to love 4 a.m. haul times and grueling all-night shoots. The good news, though, it's a highly inclusive field. Opportunities absolutely exist for the differently abled. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your creative vision and your pure grit. And there's a highly structured ladder for you to climb once you actually land on set. You'll typically start out as a trainee, handling a lot of the grueling day-to-day details. From there, you move up to film or video designer, taking on those core creative responsibilities. And eventually, you ascend to senior designer, where you are literally leading the entire visual department. Finally, Section 5, Success Story, Sabu Cyril. I want you to just process these staggering numbers for a second. Sabu Cyril is an Indian film production designer who has worked on over 116 feature films. Over 100. But look at that second number, 2,500 ad films. There is just no way to overstate that volume of creative output. It absolutely proves the sheer scale of what's possible in this career when you combine a massive artistic vision with an unbelievable work ethic.
So, how exactly did he get there? Let's connect his personal journey right back to the educational blueprint we discussed earlier. Step 1. He pursued a BSc degree in Visual Communication from the Madras College of Arts. Step 2. He started out his career grinding it out as a graphic designer and illustrator. And then Step 3. He eventually made the leap into film, bagging several national awards and Filmfare Awards for his totally breathtaking production design. He basically followed the blueprint, applied those key personal traits, and built an absolute legend of a career.
All right, so we've walked through the required traits, the education, the financial costs, the daily grind, and the massive potential for success. You literally have the entire blueprint right in front of you. The only thing left to ask is this. Are you ready to design the next blockbuster? Take what you've learned in this explainer, assess your own skills, and maybe, just maybe, it's time to take your very first step onto the set. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.